Section 3.4 vectors. All right, if you're somebody who likes to look at the power on someone's iPad or iPhone whenever they send you a screenshot, yes, I am at 3% battery. Yes, my iPad did die in the making of my last video. But don't worry, she's charging. She should be fine. It's risky. It'll be fine. All right, section 3.4, vectors. Again, this is part of our kitchen sink. This is part of the end of Math 127 kitchen sink material, starting with polar coordinates, which are a little out there, but they do deal with angles. Vectors are kind of like lines. And we get to use trigonometry here. It is all related to trigonometry. It's just very different than the triangle stuff we've been doing in the past. All right, a vector. If you look up the definition of a vector, you're going to hear something along the lines of it's a quantity with magnitude and direction. Magnitude means size. Sometimes we will say length, size, direction. The idea is a vector has a place where it starts, a place where it ends, and then there's a particular direction from one point to the other. So the vector that goes from A to B is a different vector than a vector that goes from B to A because they go in opposite directions. The way that we name vectors with a little arrow on top, I learned to do a little hook like that, not a full arrow. So that's how you'll see me writing them. In the print on this worksheet, used this notation here. You can see it right there. I use that arrow notation. It's fine, whatever makes you happy in life. But that is how I will be writing it. Oftentimes, these are, August lining at the door. Oftentimes, bold vectors are written in boldface font when you see them on a computer or in a textbook. Since we can't do that with our handwriting, that's why we embellish with these little lines up top. That's going to designate it as a vector. Sometimes we don't have the name of where it starts and where it ends. And in that case, we will name it just a name. In the same way that you might name like a line L. You could name this vector U, and I'll just like put a little hat on him, right? So that's the way that vectors are represented. This right here, this fun little chart I put together, compares all the different things that you've seen that are similar to the idea of a vector. Vectors are here, bold-faced font. They are not infinite. They have length and they have direction. So they start somewhere, they end somewhere. That's what direction is. Magnitude means it starts and it ends. It's not infinite. A ray is something that starts at a point and it goes outward forever. So it has direction, it's going this way. It does not have magnitude because it doesn't end, it goes just forever. There's no length to this thing. It's infinite in one direction. Oftentimes it's like the same kind of notation. Vectors are bolded. It gets real messy. These are very similar notations, but it doesn't become an issue as much as you'd think it would. A line where, y equals mx plus b, these have no direction. It doesn't go this way, it doesn't go this way. It's just infinite in either direction. So there's no direction, which is kind of confusing, right? They both use arrows. Why does this not mean it has two directions? Why does this thing have a direction with an arrow, but this arrows mean nothing? And that's just part of the beauty of math, my friends. That's part of the beauty of math. There is a lot of room for, what's the word I'm looking for? Nuance. There's a lot of room for nuance here. All right. The last thing very similar to a vector is a line segment. So it has like a start, not a start and an end. It has two places where the boundaries are. So it does not have direction. It's not like it goes from A to B or A to B. It just exists. And it has length. It's that long. It's not infinite. It's just a line segment. We use this notation here. Also lines, I guess, use this notation, although you very rarely will see that. Anyway, those are all of those things. The things that are similar to vectors in idea. We're going to go on. We're going to do vector stuff. That will be covered in the next video. Bye.